Hello everyone. Today I'm going to read a story that I found on Reddit, and I think that is very interesting. So grab your flashlight and follow me to the darkness. I don't know if this is haunting. Well, maybe it is. I should probably start with some context. I'm 19 and I just moved back to my hometown, a little historic town in the Midwest, though we moved away when I was little, so I barely remember this place anyway. I came back here to go to college, so I bought one of the many old houses in the suburbs. In case you're wondering, my parents died when I was 14, and they left me some money, enough to buy a house and start school at least. I moved here about 3 weeks ago. You can tell the house is dated. Old creaky floorboards, distressed wooden pillars, American Foursquare style I think. Something out of the 1920s for sure. I didn't have any strange feelings about the house. No brushes of cold wind or hair standing on the back of my neck, which is why I hesitate to call this hunting. It began with nightmares. It's unusual for me to remember my dreams, but my first night here, I had the most vivid one of my life. In the dream, I woke up, got out of bed, and walked downstairs. I didn't notice until I had turned on a lamp in the living room, but the rooms were lined with mirrors. They were everywhere, covering every inch of the walls and even the ceiling. I've read that some people don't see the reflections in their dreams, but mine was clearly visible, staring right at me with fixated attention. An odd difference between us was that she had long hair down to her waist. I wore it that way a few years ago, but now I keep it shoulder length. Not sure if that means anything. She mimicked my every move, obviously, but her eyes, it was me but not. Somehow, like she could see things that I couldn't. The mirrors were strange too. They seemed to continue the space, like they were windows. I mean, I could see the reflection in the living room, but it was darker. The lamp wasn't on, and the walls in the back didn't seem to be there. The room looked like it went on forever into a dark, limitless void. Then all these noises began ringing out from deep inside the house. At first, it was a low grumble building into a howl. Shortly after, banging noises echoed throughout the house from under the door. The pipe started to rattle furiously from behind the walls. The floorboards jumped up like something was fighting to get out. I could hear the shower upstairs bursting like Old Faithful was coming through it. All the sinks were going wild in the kitchen and bathrooms with water erupting from the drains. And the crazy thing is that I wasn't scared at all. I just stood there, staring at the chaos, and every time the moment before I wake up, I turn towards the mirror, gaze at my reflection and smile. I've been plagued by this same dream every night since I moved in. Naturally, it was freaking me out, affecting my studies because I wake up exhausted like I've been running all night. Each time I wake up suddenly, gasping in a cold sweat. Still, I assumed that it was just stress, adjusting to a new place in a new city. But the reason I'm writing this is because this isn't isolated to my dreams anymore. Last night, I went to shower upstairs. I was waiting for the water to heat up when I noticed that the drain was a bit clogged. Figured it would work itself out, but the bathtub continued to fill up. I left the bathroom briefly only to return to see the water about to pour over the rim of the tub. I shut off the water and waited about an hour, but the water wasn't draining even the slightest. Thankfully, I have one of those long jugged plastic snares used to unclog drains. Submerged up to my knees in the tub, I started using it in the drain. I hooked something immediately and pulled hard. I heard a few sputters from the drain as bubbles floated to the surface. I kept pulling. It felt like I had hooked the biggest bass of my life, but the water was gradually draining as I yanked the hell out of the clog. Finally, the plastic snare came up and a huge chunk of black hair with it. I have black hair, but just like in the dream, this hair was unbelievably long, and it just kept coming. It was incredibly thick and twirled into something of a rope. I had to use my hands. I must have pulled 10 feet of hair out of that drain. I don't have any roommates, no landlord. Nobody has access to my house but me. The shower worked fine until this point. Somehow, all of this feels very personal. My reflection in the mirror smiling at me, the same hair color in the drain. I feel like I'm losing my mind. But all of this started with the house. It must be the house. I can't explain these events any other way. But what gets me is that the water was shooting out from the drains in my dreams. The pipes were rattling. It's too unreal to be mere coincidence, which makes me wonder, if hair was in the drain, what could be under the floorboards? Hey there, it's Angie. Thank you so much for listening this story. If you really like it, you can leave a like or maybe subscribe to my channel for more. And I will see you all in the next video.